Hi guys, and welcome to a wrap-up video. This one I tried to participate in a Polarathon, which was created by Jade from Jadeyraereads. I will have her channel in the description box. This readathon took place from February 6th until tonight, which is February 12th. As of right now, when I'm filming this, it is 7:38 p.m. I have read, I'll read more in the final book that I'm reading, but I'm not going to complete the final book tonight. There is just no way, because it is over 600 pages, and I started reading it this morning. So there's no way I'm going to finish it, and I'll get into that once I get to this book. So for this one, she created a kind of a spinner wheel that you would spin the wheel, get the prompt, and then obviously pick a book to fulfill that prompt and read it. So I thought that was fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing with this. So the first prompt that I got from the Polarathon spinner wheel was magical. So this is to read a book that has magical elements in it. For this one, I went with a cozy mystery, and that is Two Wicked Desserts by Lynn Cahoon. This is the second book in the Kitchen Witch mystery series. This one, takes place in Magic Springs, Idaho, and Mia purchased this school in this small town that's no longer a school. So she owns the building, and she is converting it into a catering business. Like any standard mystery where she's new in the town, there's a death, the dead body is found, there's an association to her, she becomes suspect number one, but obviously she feels the police missed stuff, and so she kind of investigates on the side and to try to clear her name, or in some other cozy mystery series it's to clear a family name. In this case it is Mia. Now I can't remember if it's the first book, which was One Poison Pie, or the prequel to that, which was like Chili Cook-Off or something like that. But Mia's friend happened to be the sister of Mia's ex-fiance, and her name is Christina, and so they become best buds. They work together, and so they have this close friend relationship. And it is mentioned in one of those two books that Christina is autistic, and so you do see bits of that with how she reacts. In this particular book, you just know from reading one of the first two that she's autistic, but it's not mentioned or delved any more upon. But she's also not a main character. She's just a prominent side character, so there's not a lot of elaboration when it comes to her. But standard cozy mystery, thoroughly enjoying this one. This one, there is a cat on the cover, and the cat has more of a prominent role in this one, I believe. So that was interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say without spoiling anything. It's your standard cozy mystery, and I love the cozy mysteries. They're just, for me, they're comforting, and they're a really quick read, and they're fun. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, there's another novella after this one, and then there's a third book, and I do have the novella and I do have the third book. I have the novella on my Kindle. And then I do have the third book, so I'm hoping to get to that soon. The fourth book is being released this year. I just don't remember. It's closer towards middle of the year. So I am just having fun with this. So that, and I gave this one 4 stars. So this is the book for the magical prompt. So once I was done with that, I spun the wheel, and the next prompt I got was watery, so something that has to do with water. For this one, I went with a middle grade, and this is the Shark Collar by Zillah Bethell. So there's a couple of things I highlighted. This book was so very sweet. I ended up giving this one 3 stars, like a very high 3 stars. It was just shy of the 4-star mark. One thing that I underlined is this. It says, a home is not a building. It is not a collection of bricks or planks of wood with a roof on the top. It is not the glue or nails that hold it all together. A home is a place where you are wanted, a place where you feel safe and loved. That is what a home is, not the materials it is made up of or even its location. A home is the place where you are accepted for who or what you are. Love that. So this one we are following, the main character's name is Bluewing. She lives on this island. This father and daughter come over from America. He says he is a professor of the corals and wants to investigate the corals, but something is just a little off. His daughter's name is Maple, kind of like maple leaf or maple syrup, Maple. And there's a little bit of animosity, but they do become friends to the point where it's a very strong friendship to where they're like sisters. And you watch that relationship just build, and that was really cool to see that mistrust just build. There is something that happens at the end that I was not expecting, and that just really kind of threw me for a loop, but it was very fitting in a way. So Bluewing lives with this guy named Shringen. I don't know how to say his name. And it's mentioned a couple of times. Okay, so it's mentioned like New Ireland, but it does say it's an adventure of friendship, forgiveness, and bravery set on the shores of Papua New Guinea. So there is a glossary in this for words that are used, and you do have a map. Some of the words is Bigpella, handback, hat, Kapol, Cole, Lick, Long, Lukim, Mobetta, Nogut. So you get the idea. And so you do have a lot of these words, but there is that glossary in there, which was really cool. And so Bluewing lives with this guy named Shringen. He is her wasapi. And he is what's called the shark caller. He is considered the last of the shark callers. There's also a medicine healer who is also considered the last of her kind, as the island tries to become more in the 21st century and move forward with things. And Bluewing wants to become a shark caller, but women do not get to be shark callers. And you're just kind of following that desire. But there's a vengeance reason, that's all I'm going to say, why she wants to be a shark caller. And you do find that out quite early. So very sweet. Something else I underlined, there's some really good treasures in this, is sometimes you have to dive a little deeper to find the treasure you need to find. Don't just think it should always be in your hands. Let's see. A smile does not mean you are happy, he says. A smile can mean many different things. Happiness might not be one of them. Which makes total sense. I mean, you see people that are smiling, but they're just putting on a show, you know? So that was the shark color, and I gave this one 3 stars. Alright, so then the third spin, I got another prompt again. And I mean, it's like a duplicate prompt. I got magical again. So this one I went with a graphic novel, and I went with The Unicorn Whisperer by Dana Simpson. This is there's really not much to say about this one. This is the 10th book in the Phoebe and Her Unicorn series. The first one, Phoebe is skipping rocks, and the rock hits this unicorn whose name is Marigold on the head and breaks her from being entranced by her reflection in a pond or a lake or whatever it was. Marigold grants Phoebe a wish, and Phoebe wishes to become best friends with the unicorn, and you're just following on their adventures from them. They go to camp, they go to Phoebe's school, and they just go on different adventures. Trick-or-treating, there's Christmas, you know, a bunch of stuff. And that's really all I can say, because it's just, there's not a set plot. I mean, that's the basic premises of it. You're just following their friendship as they do basic activities. Phoebe is like in, I want to say, the 5th grade, and that's pretty much all you know. And she stays the sage forever. You know, that's pretty much it. This was the most recent one that I had. I didn't have any more. I did order more in this series, and So let's see, I now have up to book 13. I think there's either 15 or 16 in the series right now, but so it's a little long, but it is very sweet, very quick to get through, and perfect, especially for a lot of readathons. I gave it 3 stars just because, again, there's not any character development or plot development. It's just an enjoyable, quick read, something that a lot of people would call cozy and simple and very enjoyable. So I did enjoy this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So, and I do like the artwork in here. So, and the color palette is good, but yeah, I don't know. I like it. Not much else I can say. So, and then I was able to spin the wheel one more time, and this one is one I have not finished. This is one I started this morning. I spun it last night, but was too tired to start the book. The prompt I got was foiled cover, and for this one I decided to pick up, and I knew I wasn't going to complete this, but I wanted to read this because this book will fulfill one of the prompts on my TBR game, on my Catwalk TBR that I got for the month of February. But for Polarathon, it fulfills the prompt of foiled cover. As of right now, it is 7:44 p.m. I will read more tonight, but I don't expect to get very far, maybe to page 200. Right now I'm on page 106, and that is in Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. There are over 600 pages. No way this is being completed tonight. This is the second one in the Farseer trilogy, where you have Fitz, who is basically dumped on the palace doorstep. He is the bastard son of one of the princes. The prince finds out he had a child out of wedlock and left the castle. He abdicated his throne. And Fitz is basically treated... He's not treated like royalty, but he is still kind of like royalty. But they also know that he is the bastard son of royalty, so he's more like the stable hand and the help, and he's trained to become an assassin because the king realizes, because he is considered the bastard son, he can kind of go to both places. He can be amongst the stable hand and, you know, go where people are not royal and fit in there, but he can also go to court and other situations where there is a bunch of royalty and try to fit in there as well. So he can hear a lot of stuff and pick up a lot of stuff that'll help protect the king. So that's pretty much the story. I am enjoying, it's been a bit since I've read the first one, and I am enjoying so far being back in this world, even though I'm only 106 pages in. It's great to be back in it. And it is really good. So I do have the third one in this trilogy, and then I've seen a lot of people on BookTube read this whole like saga or series that takes place in this, but they're all individual trilogies. My understanding is it's best to start with the Farseer trilogy because certain characters might pop up in some of the trilogies later on down the line, but they are completely separate trilogies. They just take place within the same world. But I have the third book in this, and then once I read that, I am sure I'm going to be picking up the next trilogy because I am absolutely loving the writing and loving this series. So I read 3 full books and 106 pages. I hope to get to page like 200 by the time I turn my light off tonight. So, you know, a quarter of the way through Royal Assassin. But we'll see. So that's going to be it for this wrap-up. Let me know if you've read any of these books. If you participated in Polarathon, let me know what your favorite read for the readathon was. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.